Hey guys, how are you? I hope that you are okay. I hope that you enjoyed yesterday's video and you finished your 22 sentences. Remember that you have the rest of the video to finish your activities. It's very important that these videos are this length because the book doesn't include all those topics and we have to reassess them and review them before you start. Some of you are going to find these topics very easy, as you have told me before in the comments, and I know that it's something simple that you can do, so you can just like do it very quickly. And for the ones that are struggling with it, don't worry. Today we are going to do the video for the past tense. So let's start. Okay, so today is Tuesday. Let's write the date. Today is Tuesday, November 10th, 2020, and this is grammar 5th grade. Okay, so what we are going to do today is that we are going to explore the past side of those sentences. So the topic of today is past tense sentences. Now, the rules for this are very alike than the rules that we talked about yesterday. So what we are going to do today is we are going to write the rules for the past. So we have sentences in the past only happen once. Add ed or the to the verb to make it past. Remember that this topic is not in your book, so you have to make sure that you copy everything as I'm writing it on the board so you can have this topic, because it's not in the book explicitly. Now, yesterday we were saying that in the third person, for she, he, and it, you had to add s to the verb. In this case, you don't have to do that. The only thing that you have to make sure is if you have a regular verb or an irregular verb, because they change the way that you write them. Sometimes you just have to add ed or the if they're regular or irregular, but sometimes they have different names, as you saw in the investigation or research that you did for last week. Okay, let's make a couple examples. But don't forget that we are going to use the verb to be again. Again, we write it I, you, we, and they, and also she, he, and it. Now remember that these last three are for the third person, so they change a little, but only in the past. Only in the present, sorry. In the past, these three are not gonna change with the examples. Let's make a couple examples. For example, for number one, I can use I and clean, okay? So for an example, I could say I clean the car. So as you can see, it's very simple. Now, if this is in present, now we have to change it in past. So what we are going to do is we are going to practice both of them. We are going to practice the present and then the past. So what we are going to do is write specifications for them. Now, this, let's take it as an example. Let's make another example. If this is in present, now we should write it in past. I cleaned the car. And as you can see, the only thing that changes amongst both sentences is that for the past tense, I'm going to add END, cleaned. So see, for the present, I have the normal sentence, I cleaned the car, and for the past, I have cleaned. I'm just adding ED to make it past, okay? So this is gonna be something very, very, very simple to make, okay? So that is an example. But what if we're writing a sentence with he, she, and it that I needed to have S in the present? So I can write she and then study. Now remember, in the present, we have to add ES, so we write she study math. Okay? But remember, as much as this sentence is in present, we are going to change this because it's an irregular verb. So we are going to write studies. She studies math. And in the past example, it's kind of gonna change a little because in the case of Y, we have to change the Y for I and E. So we write she studied math. So what changes in here, as you can see, is the fact that no longer we have the word study in here, but we add, I, E, and D. She studied math. In this case, we have chosen study, so you can see how it changes because it's an irregular verb, but not all of them are gonna be like this. Sometimes we just have to add D or ED to them. Okay, so copy this example so we can start practicing some of the sentences, and then after we practice some of the sentences, we will see how you can apply this. Copy all of this because I'm gonna erase it. I hope you're copying. Remember, you have to be copying with me. That's why I don't block the board all the time. So I'm gonna erase, and if you need more time, you can always stop the video and copy everything. Now, what we are going to do now is that we are going to do or try it. But this time, we are going to include both tenses on the sentences. We are going to include present and past. Let's do it. So we are going to do a try it, and we are going to write sentences in and as instructed. So in what tenses are we going to make sentences? Very easy. We are going to write sentences in present and in past. Now remember the rule. For present, she, he, and it add S to the verb. And for past, add D or ED, okay? Now remember, the sentences in past have a specific sound. When we're writing D or ED, it means something that happened on the past. So, this is something that is going to happen only with regular. When it's irregular, I will let you know, and I'll copy there irregular, and I'll write in the side how you should write it. Let's start the practice. Number 1. For, remember we're using all the verbs to be, right? So we are going to write in there. I'm going to write them in here so you have them. I, you, we, and they, because they're all family, and then the last three because they're different. She, he, and it. And all of those are from a different family. This from a different family, and this is from a different family. So let's do it. Number one. I with clean. Number two. You with play. Number three, I hope you're copying. We, that includes you, we, and cry. Some of them we already did them. Number four, they, and drive. Remember that this means and this one means when you have a car and you can drive it. You can use your car. That would be drive. Now, what would be my sentence? Remember, we're doing two sentences. First, we are going to write present in print and then past. So you are going to need a lot of space. A lot of space you are going to need. So you need to work organized. One line, another line, space, one line, another line, space. So this is what you should do. Present, past, present, past. Or you can make an arrow. Remember that all your sentences should have a complement, something that accompanies them. So when you're making the sentence, it's not a too simple sentence. Present, past. Okay, so let's make the sentence. In present, I clean my room. Okay, remember, if I'm writing cursive, you write in cursive. If I'm writing print, you write in print. Okay, and then for the past, as much as this is regular, you just add ed to it. I cleaned my room. What changes on the sentence? The only thing that changes on the sentence is that for the past, you add ed, cleaned. Okay, let's make another one. Play. You play Nintendo. Okay, now what would be the difference if you write for the past, you play Nintendo, but this time you have to add something to make it past. So you are going to write ed. You played Nintendo. Okay, then we have present. We cry a lot. And in this case, this one is irregular. So I'm gonna write a big I in there that tells you that this is irregular. Okay? So what does that mean? That means that when you take this into past, it's not gonna look the same. We are gonna write, we cry a lot. But remember, we're trying to make this into past. So what are we gonna add? We are going to write and D. We cried a lot, because we cannot add only the, cried. No, we have to change the Y for an I and an E. And the, we cried a lot. Then we have they drive. So we write in there. They drive a car. But in this case, this is irregular. So I'm going to write a big I in there. It lets you know that this verb, as much as it's irregular, we are not going to write the same. So we write in here kind of the same. So we write they drive a car. But the past tense for drive is not drived. It's drove. So we change the I for an O and then VE. So we have they drove a car. Okay? So this is the example of what we are going to do today in our classwork. Let's make examples for she, he, and it. Okay? I need the board. So if you need to copy this, you can always pause it and copy. I'll give you a couple seconds. Remember, I write and you copy at the same time very quickly, so you can copy at the same time with me. When I finish, you only have to stay in the video for a couple minutes, and that's it. So copy this. If you need more time, you can stop the video. So we have in here, was I numbering them? I don't know. Okay, so we have, sorry, for she, with, go. This is irregular, so we know that this is gonna change in the past. Okay, then we have present. I need you to copy everything as I'm copying it, because that's the organization that I need. Okay, then we have he and it, and then again the it is irregular, so you know that in the past is not gonna look the same. Okay, and then again present, past. Okay, then we have it. Remember, for it we can write it, or we can write the name of an animal. The dog, the lion, the cheetah, the fish. And for that we are going to write the word run. Again, run is irregular, so we know that the past tense of this is not gonna be the same as the we cannot write run it. We cannot write that. The past tense of that is different. So either you can research it if this was a classwork, but I'm giving you all the answers right now, or you can just learn it by memory so you can remember it. So, she, go. Now remember, for the present, she, he, and it, we need to add s to the verb. So we write she go to school. Now, what am I missing in here? Is this correct? No, this is not correct because you're missing something else. She goes to school, because this is present in the third person, and every time we read a sentence in present with she, he, and it, we add s to the verb. Okay, then we have the past. She go to school. But again, this is incorrect because the past tense of go is not regular. It's irregular. She went to school. So as you can see, some of the verbs that we are going to write are not always the same in the way that they are written. Let's make another one. Eat. This is also irregular. So you know that the way that it's written is not going to be eated or eated. It's going to be different. So I write, he eat lasagna. Now, there's something in there that is not correct. What am I missing? Again, the S for the third person, because every time that we write a sentence with she, he, and it, we need to add S only for she, he, and it. So we have he eats lasagna. And then the past tense would be different. He eat lasagna. But then again, I'm telling you, this not correct. So what would be the past tense? Ate. Ate would be the past tense for your eat verb. And then last but not least, we have eat. So we can write in here, eat, present and past, present, past. So we have in here, eat, run, fast. Now, what am I missing? Again, in the third person, I add S. It runs fast. And then as we can see, this verb is irregular. So in the past form, it's going to be different. So we're writing here, it run fast. But then again, the past tense is not like that, so we write the correct form. It ran fast. So as you can see, it's very important that you can see how every word can have a different way to be written if the verb is irregular, when I write irregular, or if it's just regular. Tomorrow, when I give you your classwork, you can see how you are going to choose. I'm going to write in here. If I write nothing, you just have to add D or ED in the past tense. But if I write I, that means irregular, it means that you have to figure out what is the past tense of this verb, okay? Okay, so that will be for today. Tomorrow, we're going to have a classwork that you have to do following this same example and these same rules, so you can finish practicing for your present and your past sentences. I know this is something that you have done before in the last years, so this is something that is not strange for you, but you have to practice it a lot, because in the future we're going to make future sentences and you have to know these sentences, okay? So on grammar you don't have it on Wednesday. On Thursday, sorry, I'm gonna give you a classwork that you have to give. So I hope that you're ready. I hope that you're understanding this, and I hope that you have a lot of fun. Copy everything, and remember to have it copied everything word by word in the same organization with the same letter if you want to have all the points. I'll see you later, guys. Bye. If you need to stop the video, you can stop it so you can continue copying, okay? Bye, guys.